Well, good morning. Got a nice little bit of a milestone last night. The main wall building is finished. A couple of little nits that I'll talk about in a second, but basically done. Still need to do a lot of backfill, need to do a lot of caps, but the main block of the wall itself is done. You can see here, power company still hasn't gotten out and done anything about that. But joke's on them, because at this point, thanks to the new conduit, they're not slowing me down. Ended up in pretty good shape on our materials estimate. Other than the caps, that's the lower. We got basically 2 pallets of caps. We'll see how those end up. But other than that, we actually don't have any unbroken pallets of anything. The one on the left there, that was the last pallet of the 6s and 12s, and got into that last night. We have a whole bunch of 6s left over. I'm going to have a talk with the Watkins concrete block people about that, because the way they proportion these, I just said, give me the 6s and 12s, and we ended up with way more 6s than we'll ever use, and so whatever. Bunch of empty pallets. Here's where the stairs are going to go down. Second tier, but the real milestone for last night is up here. Got the 3rd tier topped off all the way to the driveway. Night before last, did that guy. It's actually a 2-inch PVC conduit that runs down, under the wall. Should have remembered to do that before I put up the wall. We ended up having to take out a little section here and redo it. But so anyway, what I'm going to use that for is there's going to be lighting under the caps on this thing. And back behind the air conditioning compressor, you see that power outlet. We just put that in, I don't know, a week or 2 ago. So we're going to have to get the power for the lights from the compressor side of the wall to this side of the wall. And there's no breaks in the wall, so got the conduit and we'll run the power line through that. Still have to get some more gravel and backfill this whole section here. Get the dirt leveled off. If you look at if you follow the line on the cement block on the foundation of the house, we'll actually end up needing to lever up the compressor just a little bit. Probably just take a couple of leftover blocks and put them underneath the pad that thing's sitting on, but it's not way off. But we want to make sure the final grade is grading down away from the house, not pointing to it. So we'll get that taken care of. I don't think that's a big deal. This section here came out reasonably straight. These irregular sort of broken face blocks are kind of nice because they're relatively forgiving for how accurately you put them up. There's, from what I understand, the way they do this is these things are cast in in whatever raw form, and then they have a big machine that just literally breaks off sort of breaks them in half and gets 2 blocks out of it. So the profile of the break is a little random, which is kind of nice. Coming around here up to the driveway, well, I'm going to work this out tonight. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it, but I think we're going to step down at some point, because this layer right here pretty much lines right up to the driveway. So I'll extend that over, and I'll end up having to take that big this lovely thing here. How's that for a saw? That thing's a man-eater. It's awesome. But anyway, I'll take that and cut the blocks. So we, cut one here to fit in that section, and we'll get that done, and then may just leave that there. The limestone couldn't have come out better. We basically used it up. No leftovers that we need to haul away. I'll sweep this up and we'll throw this in for backfill, clean this up a little bit. But that all worked out pretty well. So anyway, next step, I'm gonna measure up and figure out how many of these lights I want. By the way, I don't know if can you see down there the Blue Moon bottle, celebratory beer. I earned that one last night. That's the update. We'll keep them coming.